click the record button and say, yo, what up? How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to the stream. I have just gotten back. I have just gotten back from UniVersus Worlds. And what I wanted to do is I wanted to, like I did with the Nationals review, I want to talk about my trip, my experience as a whole, and talk with give my thoughts and my opinions out. Talk with Twitch chat here live, or YouTube chat, depending on where you're watching the stream, and talk about everybody's world's experience. So the goal of this, again, talk about my personal trip and then review the event as a whole. And so it all starts on a Wednesday. We find the cheapest flight. Me and Rebby decide to travel to the event together. And we leave the house roughly noon. We've got like a 3 p.m. flight, and we leave 8 inches of snow in Iowa. It snows all the night before. It's actually terrible out, and we spend a ton of time slowly, methodically driving to the airport, because boy howdy, we just wanted to make sure that we made it. The flight ended up being super easy. I finally took some like medicine to make the flight not so to not get so airsick, because recently I've been getting airsick on planes. I don't know what it is. It used to not affect me. Now it's affecting me, but yeah. Wednesday night we land. We take a 45-minute Uber drive from one airport all the way down to the event, and our Uber was so unbelievably kind. So kind. I think he was like a not a construction worker, but he worked outside as his main job. He did this, and he'd been up for like 14 hours. He had like slept 4 hours the night before. Like he was just like on the grind to make it happen. But the whole car ride, I am teasing Rebby about having some Portillo's as soon as we get there, because the Portillo's like very, very close to the venue. And so we walk in, we start to check in. As soon as we get checked in, and she grabs the key card, she like presses a thing on her button. A button on her phone, and she goes, ordered. And I'm like, what are you talking about? She goes, I ordered Portillo's. I already know what you wanted. It'll be here in the next 15. So very cool. We eat Portillo's in the lobby, and we now get to talk about Portillo's. It's back again, baby. It's Portillo's time. So I'm gonna bring this over here. We click this, and then we've got the tier list. I'm gonna get rid of actually, we won't get rid of nothing. Portillo's. We got Portillo's delivery here. I'm gonna zoom in. Portillo's delivery, A tier. You grab your 2 hot dogs. You take nothing off of them. Again, I think Portillo's fries and onion rings are kind of dog water. You don't need to order those. The soda was totally chill. I will say the biggest thing about the delivery itself is the guy who delivered it did a pretty bad job delivering it. There was like soda everywhere. It was like kind of gross. But the Portillo's a delivery. It was great. It was super good, super yummy. But as we move on, tier list time, we now get to talk about the decks that me and Rebby are bringing, because I have brought Pony. It is a deck that I have been working on for a while. I played an air list for an not LCQ, for a local qualifier, local championship, local whatever. Actually had Chris Smith come and visit my store, and I beat the brakes off of him with an air pony list. And the list that I had taken to nationals in Life Ymir just was not quite doing it for me. It wasn't how I wanted to play the game, and I was like, you know what, Pony got stronger with these bans and erratas, so let's give it a shot. And so here is the list that I ended up playing. And I've talked a little bit about this. I know that there will be a full deck list over on, I believe, Mitchell Chimino's channel with me going in depth. Eventually, I will record a deck profile to happen here, but this is the list. Before we go any further, I do want to give a big, huge shout out to Marvin Emery from undefeated locals. I essentially took his list, I copy and pasted it. You can tell I did because I would never put this high value target inside my deck. I literally copy and pasted his list, and I think I changed like 6 cards total. So truly, big shout out to him for the initial idea and inspiration. I made some small changes, some small movements, and then moved on from there. But Rebby at Nationals was playing a Bertolt Hoover 2 living weapon and had to make a bit of a change. And so I had this crazy idea like 4, 5, 6 days before we went out of the tournament of playing Bionic Menace. Bionic Menace, I had this really kooky idea of playing Attack Titan's Haymaker, Lethal Slash, and Tri-Gravity Beam, and looking at my rival and saying, you can never block anything. She was having great success. I just noticed that there's a pterodactyl here on this card. I literally have never noticed this before. There's a pterodactyl right here. I've always just like focused this. Never seen this. Looking at this deck the entire purpose of this was to get through the LCQ, to murder a bunch of ponies, and just get it a worlds off of a free ride. And so that's what Rebby did. After we got done with Portillo's in the lobby, Rebby proceeds to beat my ass game after game after game. I think we played like over the course of all of the testing that we did into Pony, I think I was like 4-20 into this Bionic Menace deck as Pony. This is going first, going second. It just didn't matter. This Bionic list was just murdering me, and it was not close. So from there, I believe we go to sleep. I wake up at noon. I head over to Steak and Shake. Me and Rebby split this M&M shake. I haven't had a shake from Steak and Shake in a very long time. And so I now want to talk about the Steak and Shake that was within walking distance of the venue. As we take and we look at Steak and Shake, I think this Steak and Shake was a solid B. I might even give it like a C+. I'll leave it in B for now. I think B is fair. I don't like ketchup on my burgers, and Steak and Shake, they put ketchup on their burgers, and I like to replace my ketchup with mustard. We've done the condiments tier list. I'm a big mustard fan. When I took the ketchup off my burger and asked for some mustard to be put on, they decided that what I actually wanted was half of a bottle of mustard. And so my Steak and Shake burger was so unbelievably mustarded that it was so bitter. It was so bitter. That the Steak and Shake burger was like kind of, it was you ever had a bite of something with mustard? You take the bite and you go just because it was like too much. It was guys, it was a lot of mustard. I love mustard. It was a lot of mustard. The shake was great. The Steak and Shake is the only restaurant that I've ever seen have the little QR codes to get your refills, and we actually ran out of refills for our QR code. Me and Rebby did. We split a soda, we split a shake. We just like ran out of the whatever. But this, I think this is totally fine. I've got Steak and Shakes. I got Steak and Shakes at home, and so it's not like it's not like a novelty food for me, and so it was whatever. It was whatever. From there, tier list time. From there, Thursday afternoon and into the night was all about just playing games. We played so many games. I got to play the mirror against Marvin, and I beat him either 2-0 or 2-1, but I smacked him up. Pop, pop, pop. I got to play as Rebby's Bionic list. I got to play against Thantech. Barlow, Thantech, and I were playing a bunch of retro games. It was just truly fun. It was very fun to sit out in the lobby and play these games. And so that does bring me to Thantech 42, who is here in the chat. Big shout outs to Thantech. You see, Thantech has been in my chat for a very, 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 very long time, for the past 3 years at minimum. been very active in the community, been very, very awesome and very fun. But the biggest thing about Dantec is where he's from, and that is the OCE. He is from the OCE, and he gave me a bunch of OCE food for me to try. And so what we're going to do right now is it's tier list time. I'm gonna try some OCE food. I'm gonna try some food, but in order to do that, I have to do one thing first. Give me 1 second, chat. Big shout out to another OC player, Richard Osley, who gave me one of the team shirts. So for the time being, officially an OCE member. So I've got a bunch of stuff down here that we're just gonna look at, and these boxes did not travel well. He's talking to us. Okay. So the first thing I'm gonna do is we have a ton of shapes to try, and so I think it's Shapes Originals, which is weird because there's so many flavors. Flavors you'll love, like chicken crimpy. I don't know what crimpy means. Green box is my favorite. We can start with the green box. Let's start with barbecue. So let's go barbecue. These bags are adequately labeled. Fresh open. First shape ever. The original tag is because of a massive fuck up yesterday. These are great. These are super, super good. I'm not normally a barbecue guy. But those are incredible. Those are super, super good. I'm going to put these barbecue ones in A. I think that I could finish this bag. And this is me not being like a barbecue Lay's chip kind of guy. Like if there's like Lay's barbecues and original Lay's, I'm going for the originals 10 out of 10 times. But these are very good. These are super good. Okay. I'm gonna put these back in the box so I don't get mixed up on what they are. Okay. From here, we're gonna try. This is now pizza. We've got pizza shapes. So we'll drag pizza up here. Not in its final placement. I just want to leave it there. Okay, so as we look at it, just already there's so much stuff on it. I mean, this unlocked some crazy nostalgia memory for me, which, like, the M word is tough for me. My dad on road trips would always get pizza flavored combos. You guys ever had a combo before? This is the exact same pizza flavoring as on a combo, but just like on this cracker. I think these are actually worse than the barbecue ones. I actually really, really like the barbecue ones. I think the pizza ones are kind of whatever. Had pizza combos on my first time. So like, take out bottom 3 snacks of all time. Take out the pretzels. Put in the crackers, and it's just that's where it is. It's not bad, but it's certainly not amazing. I'm going to go with cheese and bacon next. Is going to be our next try. So we'll take and we'll come here. Do I have a cheese and bacon right there? Okay. Please make sure you seal them, Tam. They will go stale. Fun fact about me, I actually love stale chips. I don't know if I love stale crackers, but I love stale chips. Okay. Pizza shapes coming in. Oh, sorry, cheese and bacon. Wow. Wow. There's a lot of flavor on these. These are dope. These are super, super dope. I shouldn't. I'm going to have one more. It's pungent. That's a great word, Thantek. These are rank. These are rank and dank. That's my favorite one, I think. So far, that one's dope. Where you at? This one's been sick. Whoa. These are incredible. These are so, so strong. These are great. These are awesome. Kaiju, do you want some shapes? I would recommend the cheese and bacon ones. All right, coming back down here. All right, from here we've got chicken crimpy. Now, I think that these are going to be my favorite because I love the chicken crackers. I don't remember what they are. Buddy rated me with 87 people. Holy cow, my guy. Buddy, thank you so much. We are eating OCE snacks and talking about my world's experience. Hello, welcome in, Raiders, as we are hanging out. What is up? What is up? Okay. We have chicken. We have chicken crimpy shapes for the first time. Whoa, these look way... Wait, is the whole thing about shapes the fact that they're all different shapes? Am I 4 boxes in and I've just now realized that they're all different? I'm going to eat this and look at the boxes. They are absolutely all different shapes. I'm crazy. Wow, these are good. Holy shit, these are incredible. I'm putting this back down to S. These are nutso. Rebby's not going to get a chance to eat any of these, I think. Actually. These are so good. The white behind it is the shape. Oh my god, you're so right. Well, hold up. Is the pizza one also just a hexagon? I guess it is, huh? Oh, but it's a different hexagon. Oh, I see. Pizza and barbecue are different, ever so slightly. Okay. Chicken crimpy is incredible. It's holy cow. And then the last one that I was gifted, and I was told, and I quote, have fun with this one. And it is classic meat pie. The Great Australian Taste, 4 in 20. And so we're gonna see it. The look on Tam's face as he ignored my dump. Is it Jover? What do you mean? Is it Jover? I just didn't understand it. I thought you just didn't like the ASMR of me eating. Okay, meat pie shaped. This is the shape of a meat pie. I absolutely do not need a second one of these. This one I did not like this one. I don't think it was so bad that like I'm gonna put it in D, but I would rather go hungry than eat this. Yeah, I didn't like this one. This one wasn't very good. I will try one more for the culture though. I'll try one more. Where to see? Nah. Nah, this ain't it. This one ain't it. Okay. Describe it. So it's meat, right? This is meat. It's like salty, but not in a good way. I don't know. I think it does taste like a meat pie, like a pot pie. But I'm not a pot pie guy. It's like salty. It's actually it really tastes like beef. There's a lot of beef flavor there. I don't know. I put it on my tongue, and it like, as I have like a guttural reaction of like, Interesting. From here, I've got 3 more sweets. I've got 2 full boxes of Tim Tams and some Carmelo Koalas. So we're going to crush those real fast. I'm going to start off with the original Tim Tam. Like covering a cracker in the beef flavor packet from ramen. That's actually super it. That's actually, oh, I thought these were all gonna be individually wrapped. I'm like looking and they're just not. Oh, I just like shoved my hand in the chocolate. Okay, the first one broke, and so we're gonna go for number 2 here. Okay, OG Tim Tam. First and foremost, it melts on my fingers, and I hate that. Okay. So out the gate, taking the whole thing and shoving it in your mouth, misplay. Don't do that. Don't do that. It was a lot. I almost choked to death. I was very close. Do I have milk? I don't think I have milk. I'm out of milk. I don't have milk. The chocolate, primo. It's so good. Holy cow, the chocolate is so good. I'm gonna dive in. You know what? This one broke like perfectly in half. This one did. Like you can see it. It's there. I'm going for another half. I think a half is perfect. Yeah, that's great. That's great. Holy cow, this is really good. Okay. OG Tim Tams. S tier. These are scary. These are scary good. Wow. I'm gonna have to hide those from my girlfriend so she does not eat them all without me. From here, you now have the double coated ones, which I'm interested to know what the difference is. It says there's no substitute. We season ice cream with Tim Tams like you would a Flake or M&M's. Oh, yeah. Well, you guys don't have flakes? I mean, there's sprinkles. Okay, again, look, instantly going for like the double coating. I just like don't like how it melts on my fingers. I'm not a messy hand guy, and it's making my hands messy. I remember the strat. We're not going full hog on it. Ma'am. Going for the second bite. Homie, these taste the same, man. It's just dope ass chocolate on a chocolate cracker. Maybe I'd have to like it's the same with a bit more chocolate. Yeah, it like this is just the same as thing. If there was like a 30-cent difference, I would pay for the cheaper for sure. Look at this. Look at this. This sucks. I hate this. I do think that I do like the OG Tim Tam more. I think I'm gonna drop it here. Not because there's that much of a difference, because I do want to highlight the OG. The OG is so good. They say good chocolate melts easy. Yeah, well, if it's good chocolate and it gets all over my fingies, I don't want it. Okay. Let's put these guys away. And open up some koalas. Maybe I won't put them away, as the packaging is bad. Okay. Up next, there are 12 Carmelo koalas in this bag. Most chocolate in Oz is designed to melt at body temperature. Did you guys have like an actual IRL Willy Wonka catastrophe where like somebody died because it didn't? Okay, these are individually wrapped. We got this guy. You know, I can only imagine that there's actual like caramel inside these because of, yeah, there is caramel. I'm not the biggest caramel fan, so we'll have to keep that with the judgment. This is so much chocolate. This is so much chocolate. I think that these are like acceptable. I actually think that the bears are like too much chocolate for me. The bears are too much chocolate for me. I think it is. Here's the deal. I think that this is like the perfect amount of caramel. I think this is actually the perfect amount of caramel. And it might be that these might be higher on the tier list if I didn't just get done with Tim Tams. And I do think that Tim Tams are goated. I think those ones are sick. We're gonna finish it up. They do they do a Freddo frog that's just chocolate, no caramel. You know, I'm joking. I bit the koala's head off, and there wasn't very much caramel. As soon as I got down to his little koala body, there was a lot of caramel. I'm leaving it in B. I could. These ones I think are just gonna go to Rebby. I think that she'll enjoy these. Okay. And then the last one, the Holy Grail. So you got a small thing of Vegemite. Vegemite. Never opened. We can hear it crack, I believe. Oh my god. It's just instantly, that smells terrible. Okay, so I don't have any extra bread. I've got no bread. So I don't really have like a great way to get the Vegemite. Here is what I'm gonna do. So I've been told, and chat's losing their mind right now. I have been told that I'm supposed to eat this very sparingly. Get a spoon, you'll be fine. Here's what's gonna happen. I am gonna dip my finger in this, and I'm going to eat this off of my finger, as well as where was it? I've got these chicken crimpy shapes that I'm gonna use as a secondary vehicle. So we're gonna start with a quick palate cleanser. As a quick palate cleanser, I'm gonna eat one. Not because I want to get the taste of all this caramel and chocolate in my mouth, but because I really like these shapes, man. They're very good. Okay. All right, let's see. So we got the Vegemite. So we're gonna. Oh, it feels terrible. It feels terrible. Okay, so I got this guy. There's so, hold on. There's something kind of good about this. Like in a I hate to love it and I love to hate it kind of way. This actually wasn't terrible. I don't know what I was expecting something. I was expecting it to be worse. I expected it to be worse. I think that this is something that I could love. I do think that this is something that I could enjoy. I do think that my finger was not the best vehicle. My finger was not the best call. Okay, let's clear the chamber. We're going back in. It actually, so like, it gets some toast. Tim, I have no bread. I've got no bread. I've got no milk. Okay, I'm going to dip this so unbelievably sparingly. It's going to be literally this much. It's nothing. Should have gotten you the cheese and Vegemite shapes. I mean, maybe. Here's what I'll say. I'm going to put Vegemite in a low A. All the way... Oh, sorry, I gotta come back here. All the way here, but I do want to put it here. But I do want to put it here. If I had more things in A, I would put this here. This is as close to B as you can get. Actually, you know what? It'll be the top of B. I kind of had the same reaction to this as I did to all the mustard on the Steak and Shake. Yo, I actually do think. Hold on. I do think that it's hitting me. It's come back for seconds. I do think that I was told to like try this with some like Nutella. I bet like in the concoction, like a 90% Nutella, 10% veg would be kind of dope. I do think that. I do think that would be kind of dope to try. There's something about this Vegemite. I feel it. Okay. That was fun. I'll be back. Again, before we move on, huge shout outs to Thantech. He's in chat with us. Clap. No, like spread out on a roll. I will. Oof. I burped. Big shout outs to Thantech. Thank you so much, man. It was super fun to see you in person and hang out with you pretty much the entire weekend. So very cool, very dope. Thursday night though, we played even more games. We played so many games. It was game after game after game, and I was playing Pony. I was playing Mechagodzilla. It was really fun. And I was having to make a choice, man. Do I hang out and I play Pony, or do I swap to this super sick Godzilla list? I believe in both of them. It was really tough, dude. It was crazy. I truly didn't know what to do. But that Thursday night, sorry. Beep up boop. Yeah. You need to get out of my Aussie snacks, cat. But yeah, I truly didn't know what to do. And so I decided that Thursday night that I would just go with Pony. I would play Pony. I'd play Pony for the event. I didn't know what to do, and so I went with Pony. And here are my reasons why. Right? Reason number one, character comfort. As I said at the start of this, I had been playing a lot of Pony coming up to it. I knew the lines on Pony. I knew how to play Pony. I've described Pony as surfing before, of like sometimes you like look at your hand and you don't actually know where it's going to end. You don't actually know where it's going to end, rather than like where it starts. And I felt comfortable doing that. Not a character that I had like picked up beforehand. And then the second reason was I could just sing Pink Pony Club the whole weekend, and I would sing it over and over and over stuck in my head, and I was just singing. It was very fun to do so, and I was like, you know what, we'll let it rock. It was very fun. And so after that, we go to Portillo's. we go to Portillo's. And holy cow, going to the Mecca was so good, dude. I got the classic, ordered 2 hot dogs, and then instead of the sides, I got the Italian beef, and it was very solid. As we come back to our tier list, in-person Portillo's is an S-tier restaurant. You can't stop me otherwise. It was the best part of my weekend. I still am dreaming about this Italian beef that I am a saint. We had, how many people did we have at this table? We had, what, 5 people as we go back? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of us. And I split this one sandwich into so many different people. And I was bummed about it. I absolutely love Portillo's. It is, I think it's my favorite fast food restaurant. It's so good. I love their hot dogs. I love their beef. And their cake shake, as I said, was crazy. It's so good. It's so good. So from here, we're now into Worlds Day 1. 7 rounds of playing in a tournament where top 8 gets Worlds spots. And I'm feeling good. I'm feeling great. I'm feeling pretty decent, pretty all right as we head into it. My first round is against Mops from the Card Hub Australia. Incredibly kind gentleman. Started with a blank mat, left the event with a fully signed mat. It was good. Playing a Void Izuku Midoriya on the move, playing a lot of flash attacks, playing a lot of playing the classic, but not the one-hit KO Midoriya that we are used to, but certainly a much more limited Midoriya. I need you to get out of here, dude. You cannot have my shapes. I have to kick this cat out of my room. I'll be back. Okay, sorry about Kaiju. Yeah, this Midoriya was very good. I just found the good ones, and they didn't. Ended up taking it down 2-1 in game 2. He got to go first. I won the die roll, I believe. He got to go first, and he just like full sent it, like build, and then killed me for it. It was scary. I had no answers to, hey, this was 100 for 100 catch. I didn't back any. So it was all about like getting ahead of him and winning the game that way. Round 2, I ended up playing against the Sammy on Ochako 4, and luckily for me, I have a ton of Ochako 4 experience. Rebby played it for an entire season. Mitchell played it for an entire season. I knew exactly the output that this deck could do, and this character really hasn't gotten very much when it comes to recent sets, but this character is still super strong, especially against 7-handers who, like, it's a little difficult to block. Some good checks and some good fortune go my way. I end up taking this one down 2-1 as well. I will say that this deck on turn 2 scared me so much. In our game 1, I like played a bunch of cool moves and like I was bobbing and weaving, doing the thing, and like it took such a long time. And then in game 2, she played 3 attacks and killed me. It's like dead. And I was like, oh. And then from there, game 3, I found the good ones, and I got her back on turn 2. It was great. It was super fun. The Sammy, we played multiple times throughout the weekend, and it was a blast every time we played. From here, we have Ilsera on Levi Ackerman, and this is a round that every time that if I'm mispronouncing that, I apologize. This is a round that every time that she shows up to an event, she's always playing something a little off meta or a little jank. And she was currently 2-0 with this Levi Ackerman deck, a deck that I absolutely disrespect, a character that I disrespect. Like I get that Levi's good, but he's not. We're gonna go win the LCQ with it. And on turn 2, played 5 moves with only like 3 foundations and just like swing. Like it was just a crazy big monkey fest when it came to this character. And like Levi's ability to make your instant shiny flashes 5 high for 5s. Let's say your next one is easier to play, and then you can pick up the instant shiny flash and then replay it again later on in the chain, was super solid. But I think that I won the die roll, and I ended up getting it. I won. They won. I won. Very solid. On that limitless, it was scary. It was very scary. But I ended up taking it down. On to round 4 versus Jamie. Somehow mine and Jamie's picture that I took of everybody throughout the entire round somehow did not get saved on my phone, and so this is a screenshot of of the stream where we took the picture. So it's there. And Jamie was on Burt 1. And Burt 1 is one of the characters that I was I've got Vegemite in my throat. Burt 1 is one of the characters that I was a little afraid of because of kind of the unstoppable force, that the inevitability that Burt has, right? Of your moves, once we get flipped over, your moves get really massive on your front side. If you ever hit and you have something like a Ward to Victory, you stack it on top, you use Burt to redraw it. The consistency of this character is very strong. And so, and 35 health is very tough to do when, you know, most of your moves are all slinging for, you know, 4 damage. And end up getting to take it down 2-1 as well. Being even on, I believe it was game 3. You guys go back and check the VODs. On game 3, I ended up winning on my turn 2. I just run through 35 health off the back of a sacrifice of the cause, and running hotter than the sun. I just don't give Bert the opportunity to play like a single attack card in one of our games, and end up running it through. From here, I fight Keenan, a player who I really, really respect. One of my idols when it comes to like a player in the game who like understands how to play the game pretty offensively, understands how to play the game defensively, like the multifaceted version of it, as well as the ability to always find positivity in everything that happens. If Keenan is beating your ass, he goes, "Holy shit, that was so cool." If you're beating Keenan's ass, he goes, "Holy shit, that was so cool." One of the best aspects about him, and he's playing Ymir, my ex. he's playing the character that I gave up on, right? Because I decided to come to the event with Pony and not Ymir. He said that he took Jacob Johnson's list that he played at Nationals and slimmed it down to a tight 60 and was just running it. And obviously, we're meeting in round 5. We're both undefeated. We're both 4-0 at this point. And Keenan keeps his personal dream alive and absolutely smashes me. And it wasn't close. I would like play my game plan. I'd play like a little offense and like get my poke in and grab some counters, and he'd go 22. And then I go, wait a minute, I'm gonna cool my jets and I'll play a little more defensively. And he goes 22. Absolutely rolled me. It was not close. It was so awesome playing against Keenan. But there it is. There's my first loss. So we're going into the next round 6 as 4-1. We kind of gotta we're on the lifeline. If we lose again, tournament runs over. So from there, I play against Mike Venna, who's on Hanji 4 Eyes, playing the death symbol, doing a lot of the same destroy, damage reduction, damage manipulation that the Kevin Broberg deck was playing. If you know anything about the results of the tournament, this deck was scary. It was terrifying, and its big, huge win condition was Plow Through. You would play Plow Through, and then you would give it a ton of incremental damage pumps, and every time that it got a damage pump, it got a speed bump. And if we think all the way back to the one-shot Midoriya, my deck has no answers to that. And so, like, I sat down against Hanji, who is a damage reduction deck, versus my printed 4 damage deck, and I go, oh no, this is going to be very, very scary. But in order for Hanji to utilize most of her damage reduction, she does have to ruin her stage, and with a slick die roll, I end up taking the match down 2-1 by being so aggressive that Mike truly just like never had any foundations to play the game with. I would nuke his stage all the way down to 3. He'd have something that he could push back with and go, I have to build 3 paths, and I have gas in my hand, but I just can't pass it all, I don't think. And that brings us all the way to round 7 versus Andrew Porat on Ymir. My ex once again, Andrew Porat, who played Ghidorah and had a big stink in the Sam Tate the Sam Tate showdown match. Walk up to Andrew, and we decided to ID. We decided to go for the tie, locking us both into the into our world spots. It was great. It was great. It was very cool. Big shout out to Andrew for being kind enough to go for the ID, because I am nervous that Ymir would have just eaten my lunch money and Andrew could have just knocked me out. So handshakes, Andrew. I do appreciate it. And so from here is everybody who went 5-1-1. We all got into. Sorry, that's the wrong graphic. Here is everybody who was 5-1-1, and we all got into Worlds. But seriously though, the only 5-1-1 that did not get in was David. And the reason I have this graphic up at all is one, it's a little fun. It's a little fun. Tee hee ha ha. I was one of the people, it was me and Keenan after our round, or before the final round, that we were telling David, hey man, you should just take the ID. You should just take the ID. And he's like, I don't know. I don't think the math is going to work out. I think I'm going to bubble out. And we're like, hey man, if you just got to take the ID, and this is where it is. And he goes, my breakers aren't good enough. And I'm like, hey man, I think it, but if you lose, you know you're out. And if you win, sure, you're in, right? So he ends up following our advice and takes the ID. And it ends up breaking so poorly that it had to be exactly like 3 specific matches had to roll exactly the way that they did, which I believe were like 3 people had to draw or something along those lines. I don't know the exact math. Obviously, I don't know the exact math. I'm the one who told him about ID. But big shout out to David. He also went 5-1-1. He easily could have been at Worlds with us. He got hit with a bunch of sad circumstances to kick him out. But we had done it. 6th place is good enough for our top 8 to get us into Worlds. And to Worlds we go. Directly after the round is over, we like walked out of the venue in one room, and then into the next venue there is the World dinner that is happening. As you can see, there's a ton of really awesome folks in there all hanging out. But if you notice, this says photo credit by Chris Smith and not Cardwell, because I wasn't there. I was given the opportunity to do a Critical Role preview. I opened up a pre-release kit, and Tim Friedlieb DM'd our way through some Critical Role action. We played against Dr. Ripley, and it was very, very fun. We had Jester and Kima and Vax and Caleb and Caduceus on our team, and it was like 5 turns and it was over. We absolutely laid her out, and I really liked the way that Tim went through and made this happen. I really, really think that if you want these PvEs to be the best that they could be, truly, UVS Games, develop a web app, have Tim write a script of the things that happen when they happen, and send out some voice actors, and you update them every month as new PvE stuff happens. It will keep that format alive. It absolutely was worth it. It absolutely was worth it. You should have a third party, a second individual, a DM, a GM be running your PvE stuff. You 100% have it. I'd love a Tim voice over boss battle. I don't even think Tim's supposed to be the one that does it. There are professional voice actors that should do some voice acting things, but Tim should absolutely write it. I think Tim is creative enough to write the things. Have somebody put some real gravitas and you ready? You could do a bunch of different ones for a bunch of different games. But this was incredibly fun. I have a little bit of footage. I don't know how much of it is really useful, because truly there was the idea of me being high off of I got into Worlds, yippee, and this wasn't like a very conducive way to make this happen. I didn't even know that this was actually, it was rumored it was happening, but I didn't know that it was actually happening until I was like halfway in some of the rounds. It was a little thrown together, a fun experience, not great for content. So, but it was fun. It was super, super fun. After that, we ended up going to K-Pot for dinner, a Korean barbecue place, because nobody at this table had eaten. If you notice, there wasn't really a lunch break. And if there was a lunch break in day 1, I didn't take one. I just like didn't bother with it. I always feel like after I get done eating for a lunch break, I feel worse. I feel sluggish. I need to be better at snacking, but like full stop and do a meal break. I'm just not very good at it. Messes with my mental. And so we go to Korean barbecue. K-Pot is my hometown Korean barbecue place, and so me and Rebby were the absolute experts. And it was very, very good. How good was it is the question. How good was it? As we come back over here, we have K-Pot. So this K-Pot was pretty darn good. The sizing, the portion sizes were way bigger than my local K-Pot. My local K-Pot, the portion sizes were way smaller. And so whenever me and Rebby were like in charge of ordering for like our half, if not the full table, we'd be like, normally we get 2 of this for 2 of us, but there's 6 of us here, so we'll get 4 of it. And they brought out enough for 8 of us. like it was a lot. It was a lot of food. It was a ton of food. And the food was very good, but it was just a lot of it. I was nervous that we weren't actually going to be able to eat it, and I was going to get my first ever Korean barbecue charge. I was nervous about it. So K-Pop was good. But the question that I have is so I just got 6th place in this event with Pony. What changes, if any, do I want to do? What cards did I like? What cards did I not like? And the answer is, a quick response was dog shit all day. It was, if you look here, it's a 1 of in this list, and it was really, really bad the whole day. I absolutely wish that I could have, I was not running this card, but because of ending the event so late, instantly having to go to the Critical Role preview, and then instantly having to go to K-Pot, we had to have our deck lists registered and in by midnight, and I left the K-Pot restaurant at 11:30. So I did not physically have enough time to go in and make sure that I had the cards for changes, so we just ran it. We just ran the exact same list back just because I mean, you danced with the one that brought you. It was good enough for 6th place. It'll be good enough for Worlds. It'll be fine. And so we had to sleep. We wake up. We go on to our next event. Worlds round 1. Versus Ewan K from I just got a jersey from them. I have to be able to say it. Akikamimbara. That's not right. I know that's not right. Akikambara. Wait, I think that was it. Playing as Mineta 1 or Mineta 2, excuse me. I am Pony. His entire Ewan, and it's Akikenbara. Thank you, Fantech. Ewan playing Mineta 2. I'm Pony. I'm a 7 hand size character, so I get to build out nice and plenty. He is Mineta playing a D build package, trying to actively destroy my stage and stuff my card pool. Because I'm Pony, I get to clear cards out of my card pool. This matchup is so easy, and I also have a great testing partner in Zach Richards, who I have tested this matchup already. Like, I feel very, very comfortable, very comfortable inside of this matchup. I feel good, I feel great heading into this this round, as well as Ewan makes a pretty big mistake in game 2, where he chomps one of my foundations, and then plays an attack, and then tries to manifest the chomp into his momentum in order to, like, you know, really get this ball rolling. It's his turn 2. He's going, and as soon as he plays the manifestation and points at the chomp, I raise my hand, call for a judge. Chomp says when it leaves the card pool, remove it from the game. It doesn't care how it leaves the card pool, whether that be going into your momentum or being lifted back to your hand or whatever. And so he just played the manifestation to cycle a card out of his hand and doesn't even get the bonus momentum. And so from there, Ewan is a little tilted, and I'm trying my best to console him. Hey man, it's just a mistake. It's early in the day. You've still got the rest of the tournament. You got this. But I do end up taking this one down 2-0 pretty handedly. My character just actively fights everything that this Mineta deck wanted to do. From there, I play against Chris Smith. Another final round alum on Ymir, the deck that last night was the only deck that I ended up losing against in the whole event. And I have to say, this match might be the single greatest match of UniVersus I personally have maybe ever played. The back and forth that we had of the push and pull, the ebb and flow of the match in game 3 in game 3 alone, Chris built up to like 10, 11 foundations, and then using Best Buddies and Brief Respite and Recoup Time, built himself down to 3 foundations, built himself back up to 9 foundations, built himself down to 3 foundations, built himself back up to 9 foundations. By the time that I killed him, I had 6 cards left in my deck. If I cycled one more time, I lost the game. I had to play everything absolutely flawlessly, and every move that Chris played was coming for my throat. I went to death. I had double-digit horn counters on my character card before I threw one attack. That is how defensive I was playing, because I knew if I lost this, it was going to be a slippery slope. It was all downhill. And I played my little head off. I end up taking the match 2-1, losing game 1 because I played my pony game plan of, I poked you and it was lazy, and I put you down to 10 and it'll be fine. And then Chris said, you put me to 10, I'm going to kill you now. And just it absolutely slashed me. But in games 2 and 3, I played a more defensive game plan. I went more for the backswings, and I played this character like a 7 hand size character rather than a monkey, and I got the results for it, and there it is. Round 3 versus Alex G, the Pony Mirror, and holy cow, Alex's deck is so good. You can obviously tell that Alex has put a lot of time and thought into Pony, and throughout the entire match, as well as after the game, we sat here and we talked Pony Tech over and over, and he's like, I like this card on my list, I don't like this card on your list, and I'm like, I like this card on your list, I don't like this card on your list, and we're just chatting Pony stuff. I truthfully think that if he had one check go his way better, he cleaned my clock in game 3, and it's not close. To the point where he played like triple Spirit Slash and cleared them just because he wanted the face down foundations because the other cards in his hand were so much cooler and better. Yes, I had trapped one card in his card pool, and he like checked poor enough that he like, I'm gonna build back up my foundations by clearing. He gave up 12 damage just cuz. It was really, really scary. If he had just let those attacks resolve and just like checked a 5 later and like done it, he would have just won the game on the spot. I didn't have enough defense to deal with what he was doing. It was very, very good. But checks ended up on my favor, and so I ended up taking it down 2-1. We are 3-0, heading into round 4, where I play against another pony, Benjamin M. in Excelsior. There's a TH in this. I've triple checked. It's Excelsior. Ben was a cool guy. Really enjoyed our match together. A lot of back and forth. And obviously we both made the right call, right? We're both on pony. We're having a good time. He was not quite as roaring and wild as Alex was with like the clearing his card pool, but he was on lethal slash in the same way that Alex was, where I was not, where there was the difference in our decks. Hey, I won 2-1 versus Ben. This is a classic, like, I won the die roll, and we just like, we slung, we were just playing pony stuff. I had things in the sideboard though that I think, and I found my sideboard pieces, whereas he didn't, which is I believe the only reason that I won this one. From here, this is a 7-round tournament, I believe. 6 or 7? 7-round tournament, yeah, where the top half move on. So in round 5, I play against Tim Keefe, and we both decide, as the 2 only undefeated players, we'll take the draw. It's just me and Tim. It's another Ymir. I don't want to go through this heartache again. I'll take the draw. We'll see where our cards lie. We'll see how it happens, where it happens. Thantech points out the Tim Tam. Yes. Tim Tam was a theme of the first day of Worlds for sure. From there, we end up going against Brian G versus their Ghidorah, except for the fact that we decided to ID as well. Brian won his last round, so he was gifted the opportunity to ID the last couple. And then lastly, I play against George Zhang on Rodan, except for the fact I ID this third one as well. And thank goodness I did, because boy howdy, I did not want to fight Ymir, I did not want to fight Ghidorah, and I did not want to fight Rodan. All decks that easily, if something could have gone a different way, it would have... I easily could have gone X and 3 those last 3 rounds and just been knocked from the event. So the fact that I was gifted the opportunity to ID against these incredible players, very, very cool, very, very awesome. But there it is. Second place after the dust settles, going into day 2. And I gotta say, I cannot believe that Tim Keefe fleeced me into taking the ID so that he could have a 3% better tiebreaker as we all sit here at 15 points. Absolutely messed up that he would do that to me. Just the worst, truly. Just the worst. But with that, we are a lock for top 2.04. Thank you. Yeah. Sure, Tim. Yeah, man, you gotta bring it up. This was a very good, very fun showing, and hey, man, I'll take second place. Second place is great. It means that I get to go first in every single match tomorrow until I meet Tim Keefe in the finals, and we actually play the round 5 that we were supposed to play, which is very cool. Chad, I feel great. Chad, I feel so good. I feel so vindicated about this year, and truthfully, like the entire past 3 years, right? I kept saying at the start of the day, people were like, are you nervous, or are you, what are you feeling right now? And truthfully, the only emotion that I could feel was just being excited to be in the room. The past 2 years, I'd gotten so close to just going to Worlds and making that just like being a part of the experience, right? Year 1, I had MVP, stuff happened, I missed Worlds. Year 2, I didn't get in on points, I didn't get in via the LCQ, I was like 2 away. And so year 3, I finally got in via the LCQ. And not only that, I absolutely killed it. I did the thing. 6th place in LCQ, and then second place in the actual event to push myself into top 32 to play on Sunday. So I'm elated. I'm just absolutely fantastic. But from there, me, Anna, and Revy, big shout out to Anna Margaret, who was hanging out with us the whole weekend, who almost got into LCQ as her first event ever. So sick. We end up going to BBQ Chicken, this little hole in the wall, Korean fried chicken place. And oh, I should click to that slide. Let's talk about it. This little Korean barbecue chicken place was very, very good. It was really, really yummy. The chicken that I got this is the first time I've been in it was almost like a KFC in a hole, like in a wall. Korean fried chicken. It was really, really good. I loved the chicken itself was really yummy. The sauce that I put on, I asked my waiter, the person behind it, I was like, hey, of this sauce or this sauce, which do you prefer? And they're like, this one. And so I tried it, and it was a little spicier, not spicier than I could tolerate, but spicier than I wanted at that exact second. And so I tried like a piece of Rebby's, and Rebby's was like a 10 out of 10. But she ended up not liking this BBQ Korean chicken place, and I freaking loved it. I thought it was really, really, really yummy. You need to try bulgogi poutine, Tam. That sounds great as well. That sounds super yummy too. But this BBQ chicken place, I know that locally I'm gonna be looking for more fried chicken Korean joints, because I just didn't know that like that could just exist. Like this like little walk-in Korean place. It was very good. But after we get back Saturday night, I've got a... Oh, is that BBQ chicken? Oh, I'll have to check it out free. Back Saturday night, I have my bracket, and I know what it is. And I look at my teammates who some of them made it into the second day of festivities. Some of them did not. And I look at Zach Richards, and I say, hey, you play Ghidorah? Are you trying to play some Ghidorah games with me? I've never actually played this matchup as Pony, and I see that I have one in my bracket if all things go correctly. And of course, Zach sits down and goes, of course, Tam, I would absolutely love to thrash you with the Emperor of the Cosmos for a couple of matches. And so we do. We end up playing 6 games where we end up going even inside of matches. I win 3, he wins 3, and I come to the conclusion of it's a coin flip, but I get to go first. So the coin flip's maybe like 52-48. It was a good thing to know, and it was really, really important for tomorrow's events. As we move into Sunday, top 32 versus Liam. I feel incredible. Chad, I get to go first. In the Pony Mirror, I get to go first? It's gonna be so easy. He was on the classic OCE, Spirit / Pony, not playing like the haymakers and such, and just like ready to ready to throw down, block all my high moves, and build out a stage. And it was super, super good. And I actually have the exact moment here. It might be a little behind, but I have the exact moment here where I am playing a Battle Aura. He's at 9, and he's got 2 cards in his card pool. He's got some ideas here. I'm giving it speed. I have him dead to rights. It's all good. We've given it the bonus damage with the sacrifice for the cause we have on our board. We're all committed out. It is all looking exactly what it's supposed to. He pitches, redraws his 2 to try and find a better block, but I've just got him. I've done the math. He's counting, and he's done the math too. He takes a peek. He looks and he starts counting like this is ever going to save him. He's got his only option here is check a 6 and survive. And if you notice, there's one already in his stage. That one's gone. We just looked at the ones inside the discard pile. This is the moment of truth. We've changed it back to a high. He's got a 2 high block. He checks the 6. I put my hand in my head and I go, huh. I punted. He's at 9. I'm at 20. I've got 1 ready foundation. And what a perfect time to sub. Thank you, Zahal, for the 25 months with the message 6. And I've punted. I've lost. I, from here, asked to see his discard pile so I can figure out what is about to happen. What does he have left? And I look at his discard pile, and chat, there was nothing in there. He's just going to murder me. I've lost. This is game 3. It's all on the line, and I don't have it. He's got 1 left in hand. He can review this. He's got the Spirit Slashes here. There's a couple pieces, but this game's just over. At that moment, that 6 check, the way that I've been describing it is that 6 check was checkmate. Both of our decks just didn't quite know it. He checked the 6 in order to not lose the game. He plays his turn, and he misses. He doesn't find the 20. I play my turn, and I don't find the 9. And then he plays his turn, and he does find the rest of my life total. And Liam knocks me out at 2-1 in top 32. It's over. But hey, the run was sick from LCQ up into undefeated in the single the Swiss rounds, top 32. I played perfect. He checked a 6. What do you do about it? You know? What do you do? I'm sad. I'm distraught. I'm really, really upset. Not that he won, but that I am sad that he was lucky. He made all the right plays and he put himself in the position in order to check that 6 and do it. You can say, I'm bummed that he got lucky. But at the same time, I feel great. I played the best that I could. I truly believe that. I had an incredible tear the whole weekend. Plus, there are side events. And I had 2 other jabronis who also got knocked out at top 32, and that is Wub and JJ. We decided to take our LCQ top 32 lists and sprint over to teams, register, and let it rock. And the squad is, I'm playing this same pony list, and I'm like dragging my knuckles and I'm so sad and distraught and whatever. And then we have the Death Hanji list that is so similar to Kevin Broberg's list. There's like a couple cards different. And then we had Elder Togoro on Jacob's list. And boy howdy, the Hanji list and the Elder list that were on my team, I absolutely did not want to face inside of rounds. And so I'm very happy they got to be on my team. And so round 1 in teams. Hey, look at Sammy. She's back. Round 1, we've got our games happening. And we decided to pair me as pony into Sammy. We've got Wub into their own pony. And then Jacob into Cole playing King Ghidorah. And our entire goal is any deck that me and Wub don't want to fight, we are actively throwing to the Jacob Johnson Elder Togoro prison and just saying, hey, you deal with that, we'll figure it out. Me and Sammy have an additional really close game where it all comes down to it's super fun. She had a great time playing in retro yesterday and was like, hey, tee-hee ha-ha, I've been playing retro all day yesterday as a 7-hander. I have to do everything in my power to not open to not draw a 7th card going first. In game 2, after she waxes me in game 1, in game 2, she draws 8 cards going second, builds out her hand, and we don't realize it until afterwards, and she gets a game loss. I think she had me dead to rights. But me and Jake end up taking it down. Wub ends up exploding to Joseph's pony, and we are currently 1-0 in the teams event. And I want to say, the coolest thing about the teams event, the coolest thing is we had this, Rochester was trying this new thing where every player, once per match, got to stop their current game and ask one of their teammates a question that can take no longer than 30 seconds to resolve. And it was super funny. It was super funny. The way that the questions were being used. So sometimes they were used appropriately, sometimes they were used a little inappropriately, to the point where me and Jake were both running 2 checks inside of our deck. And so anytime that we would have to make a pivotal 2 check on turn 1 or for a block or something along those lines, we would cash in our token and make Wub do our check. It really added a lot of fun to the team's event. I thought it was very cool, and I hope that Rochester keeps it up in the future. I think that it is the correct way to be playing teams. I thought it was a blast. It was super fun to add a little more fun to it. But from there, We're on to round 2 of the event. 3 more killers inside of our bracket. We've got TC on Ymir, Carson on Godzilla, and Bert by Christos. I got thrown to the Godzilla bear, and there was just nothing that I could do about this. All 3 of our decks kind of folded to this guy, but I got really close. I got really close, or it felt like I got close. But that's okay, because my teammates were good enough to catch up and clutch out the win for me. A big shout outs to Jacob and Wub holding it down for this round. And you know, Wub failed us in the previous round. I failed us in this round. It's Jacob's turn to fail us in this next round. As we fight against, let's talk UVS himself. Big shout outs to David here, Mr. 9th place. I ended up getting to play David the first time I ever played David in bracket ever. He was playing basically like an upgraded Reiner 1 Spotlight deck. And then you've got Jeremy and James who are on Chew, which is like crazy. And then James is on David's Mill Rodan. Ends up that my teammates are good enough that if I can take a tie in the Reiner matchup, 1-1 draw, I don't have to finish a game. So David officially has never beaten me in rounds. So there's that. From here, we had round 4 versus Team MGLA. And hey, look, it's Mike. I fought that guy already. We had Justin on Krista. We've got Nathan on Mimic, and Mike on a very similar list to Wub, if not like the exact list. And I wax Nathan pretty quickly, as Pony is ought to do. Nathan got in a great game, but it was just I won the die roll, and I just like did Pony things, and he couldn't get his feet underneath him, and then he like triple krakened me or something, and like killed me because I like held a low block or something like that. And then Wub just like played fast enough, well enough to like beat what Justin's deck was doing, and Jacob lost this round. Jacob absolutely lost this round. If you ask him, he'll say that he didn't. But we went ahead and just put it down as a loss because he didn't get a chance to finish his games, and it was his turn to lose. There's a dedication to the team says you need to know when to fold them. He will say that he ended up finishing the game and that he beat Mike, but don't believe what he says until he makes a video about it. So there's that. And then round 5, our last round. I see Keenan across the table, one of the only 2 people to actually beat me inside of an event this weekend, and I go, I need to stay away from you. So we feed him to Jacob. And before this match starts, we are both undefeated. And they proceed to go, hey, the difference between first and second ticket wise is 1 ticket, or like 3 tickets. If we just choose to ID and then play for the last ticket, everybody gets, you know, the most spoils possible. And so we end up playing for that last ticket with Richard on Moneta, Rocco on Biaco, and Keenan on the Ymir that he played, also being bounced out of top 32. And man, my character is not supposed to find 38 across 2 turns. Absolutely can though. Just boom, just a clinic. I think I 2-0'd Rocco before everybody else. I even got up and like left the table, and we end up all 3 of our matches. We end up cleaning up to win the tournament, win the teams event. So all in all, 5-0 in teams. The deck did really well. I'm really happy with it. I love the choices that I made inside of the deck. I had a great team. Guys, I had a great weekend. It was a really nice weekend. Finally, I go to, I go to dinner with just me and Rebby. We are by ourselves. We go to El Patron, a restaurante Mexicano. Uh, it was kind of whatever, guys. it was kind of whatever. Um, it's not that it just like wasn't very good. Is the stream dead? Are we back? Trying to figure out if my YouTube went down. We're back. Am I live on YouTube? That's my question. Okay. So this YouTube video is actually cursed. We're not back on YouTube. You are. I lied. Whoops. Okay. As long as you're back live, I don't have to make another link. Okay. Anywho, yeah. El Patron was whatever. It was not that great. It was not that great. But final thoughts. My internet is absolutely dying. My final thoughts are, this was a great weekend for me personally. I thought this weekend was very good. It was very fun. I thoroughly enjoyed myself. The amount of games that were played, not just in the events proper, but outside the venue. I got to see so many incredible people. One of the two best surprises is a couple days before the event happened. Anna Margaret came and messaged Rebby and was like, "Hey, are you going to Worlds? I want to go to Worlds. Let's room together. Let's go to Worlds." And she did absolutely amazing inside of her first event ever. I think she went like X2-1 or something, like just barely, or like X3, like just barely missed with a list that she had like picked up the night before. She's a good Magic player. She's a great Magic player, and she is still learning the game. If she really tried to, if she really dedicated herself to like being amazing at this game and not just like being a fun content creator, I think that she would come in and she would easily qualify for a lot of stuff. It was very, very cool. It was very fun to hang out with Anna and chill. I made her eat Portillo's, and she enjoyed it. At least I think she did. She's at least kind about it. But it was good. And then secondly, Andrew Holter showed up. I know that he's not in love with the game anymore. Hell, I don't think he likes the game anymore. But a bit of a tradition that Andrew comes and hangs out at World because it's in Florida. He's in Florida, and he makes the trip. I didn't get to hang out with Andrew very much over the course of the weekend just because of like things were a little crazy. But the times that I did get to hang out with Andrew were really nice. Were really like as mean of an online persona as he is in my Twitch chat and elsewhere. I really do love Andrew. I know Andrew really loves me, and I'm really happy that I got to see him over the weekend. All in all, it was good. I've got a couple more things to talk about. The LCQ format. I thought I yelled that's my Pro Hero MVP. You did. You certainly did. LCQ format. I won. I got in. So like I'm gonna say that it was pretty dope. Obviously like going undefeated would have been rad. I think actually I'm gonna put it in S. I think 8 slots is very cool. 8 slots for people to get in is way better than the like 6 or whatever. Was 6 or whatever that it was last time. It felt a little cleaner to feel good about getting into it. The Worlds format itself, I'm gonna make a B. I thought the split to the 64 day 1 split to 32 day 2 was like weird, like super weird, and so I wish that it was just cut to top 16 rather than top 32. But I just like it was fine. It was fine. I understand the point of it being that you have all these people traveling. You want to give them the extra rounds because of the fact that they traveled. You want them to actively play in the game. There's just like a cleaner way that you could have done it, or make side events better so that you actually want people to play them on Friday. But at the same time, there weren't supposed to be side events at this event at all until like very last minute. Thank you, Sean, for hosting the thing. And so it was it was a rock and a hard place. I have told Josh this. Josh told me this before I said anything. Of like things are gonna change. He's gonna change things. Stuff's gonna happen. And so there. And then lastly, the venue. I like the venue. I think the venue is nice. The hotel that we stayed in, the room itself was very cool. Last year, not this year, but last year, the food from the little cabana was very good. But I didn't have much. There wasn't a ton of space for people to hang out, which is kind of okay. But as Phil says, they did let us be allowed in the lobby. I liked the venue. I just wish there was a little bit more seating for the rest of us. And then the event overall, I didn't win, so it can't be here. I didn't win, so it's a D tier. It's over here next to the meat pie shapes. I think the event overall was very fun. Obviously, it colored my. Actually, I'm gonna put it back here. It colored my expectations because, you know, like, take it with a grain of salt. I won in the LCQ and I won in undefeated in Swiss rounds, and I got a little unlucky on a check for my top 32 match. But all in all, and here's the thing that I get to leave it with, right? I don't think that you missed anything not being at Worlds, which is a statement that I don't want to say out loud because it is a harsh one to say. If you just watched the venue in the comfort of your own home, it was just as good, if not better, than whatever you were doing with your weekend. I don't think that it was, if you did not qualify in the to get to play in the event proper, you didn't really miss anything. There's not a real reason for you to be there outside of you want to test yourself at the event, like you want to test it for the LCQ. If you missed the LCQ, it was fun. It was fun. Josh has come in and he has actively started changing things. He has taken a thing that was atrocious and he's made it better, but has not made it perfect. But this is absolutely the last time that I will ever give Josh the benefit of the doubt. This is it. His grace period is over. I am excited for Denver. I want to see how Denver is run. I want to see how Denver is ran. I want Denver to be amazing. But Josh, the tutorial is over, man. I want these events to blow my socks off. I'm very, 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 very excited for what Denver is. My expectations are through the roof, and I want Josh to blow even those out of the water. And with that, the event was very fun. I had a blast. Thank you all so much for watching this video. Thank you so much for coming up and saying hello, or having me sign things, or playing games with me. It was incredible. Thank you, Twitch and YouTube chat, for being with me live. Thank you all the YouTube vlogs. We're gonna catch this on the VOD later. If you came up to me, please let me know down in the comments down below. Would love to hear stories. But with that, thank you much for watching, you guys, and as always, I wish you well.